Hey, this is Fabio Hart coming back with another video, folks. Okay, I got asked a question. I guess somebody watched my video that I did with AJ Simmons, and they want to know about running the commercial cleaning business on autopilot. Like, how do I do it? Like, really, how do I get it done? So I'm about to go into that. I'm gonna try to make this video as brief as possible, but people are interested in how I'm running clients in different states and living in another. And it's simple. Basically, the way I got started doing that is because I done stayed somewhere everywhere. So like I told you guys on that video, you can drop me anywhere USA and I'll be able to set up a cleaning business. So whether I'm in Benton Harbor, Michigan, or whether I'm in Detroit, or whether I'm in Portland, or Portsmouth, Virginia, or Atlanta, Georgia, wherever I'm at in the country, you can put me anywhere and I'll be able to set up a commercial cleaning business. Now the thing is that some areas are more difficult to get started than others, right? So some areas I do absolutely well, and some areas it's like, fuck, can I get one account? You know, like that. So, but eventually, again, with being persistent, being determined, tenacious, I eventually get an account, right? But once you get that first account, pop your collar, as they like to say, because it then becomes a little easier for your self-esteem to be able to go out and get more accounts, if that makes sense. But let me get exactly how I do this stuff on autopilot. What I do essentially is I set up like a hub in a specific area. So let's take VA for an example. So I get X, Y, and Z accounts there. I put an ad on Craigslist. So I say, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. I go ahead and interview them. Let them start off as a cleaner while I'm in that city or in that particular state. And then I find out who works well, who works how, and who's willing to go the extra mile for me. And that person I make like what they call a field supervisor, or I make just a supervisor, right? They oversee all the employees, they oversee payroll, they oversee all of that, right? So what happens is, when they collect payroll, let's say for an example in VA, they collect payroll, they send it into my central office in Toledo, Ohio, which handles the payroll and sending off the paychecks and so forth and so forth. I look upon that person as my designated person in that particular area to fill me in on anything that's happening in that particular area. So I do that for Detroit, I do that for VA, I do that for Flint, I do that for Ypsi, I do that for Saginaw, Michigan, I do that for Benton Harbor, Michigan. I do that for everywhere that I decide to go, right? So because I can't be in everywhere at the same damn time. But what I can do is delegate, and that's exactly what I do. So that's how I run it on autopilot. I have these different people that I have in place to handle the situations for me. And if problems arise or anything come that they can't handle, they have direct contact with me where they can call me personally, and I'll be able to walk them through or help them out with any given situation. I'm still a small business. I'm very hands-on in the business. I'm very, very particular when delegating assignments to people, because ultimately my failure or my rise depend upon them. I'm like giving them, you know, the freedom to kind of make decisions on my behalf. So I have to make sure the decisions that they make on my behalf is, number one, ethical, and number two, a decision that I would basically make myself. So that's how I run it on autopilot. I get a report card from them maybe once a month, once a week, just depending on the area. And what I also do, folks, is I don't solely depend upon what those people tell me. So if I call Jeff, or I call Amanda, or I call Tammy, or whoever I call in any given area, and they say, yeah, everything is going great, Fabio. Everything is going great. Payroll has been turned in. We have no complaints. We did have minor situations at XYZ account, but we got that taken care of. Everything's fine. As soon as I hang up with them, I'm calling the counts in those areas, because I want to follow up and make sure that essentially what they're telling me is correct and is truthful. And if we do have a problem, I can go ahead and address it at that point and get it taken care of. So that's how I tend to run my business on autopilot. It's kind of like I have my own franchise. It's kind of like I'm franchising out. I'm just, operating. It's one umbrella but just different outlets in different areas, if that makes sense to you guys. So everything still happened under Hollywood Janitorial Service, which is the name of my company. That's the big umbrella, but everything is kind of delegated to other people in different areas, right? So that's how I'm able to run my thing on autopilot, even locally. Locally, I kind of I'm more hands-on, and people see more of me locally because I'm local, right? So, but I still delegate stuff out to other people. That way it can free up my time where I can be where I'm at now, like the mall. Or I can go and travel because I do public speaking and I do freelance modeling, right? I'm on and off TV because I just have an addiction to it. And that's another thing, man. Dealing with the publicity allows me to walk in any account and they say, Fabio, you was on Fox 2 News, you were on Fox 5 Atlanta, you know, they recognize you, and that within itself helped me and allowed me to get new business, new and more business, I should say, but new accounts. So if you're not the type to be into publicity and being public about your company, you ought to be, because Trump has leveraged that. Donald Trump, Bill Gates, you know, it's a lot of people that's leveraging media. Your top echelon rappers, your T.I.s, your Jay-Z's, your 50 Cents, your Nicki Minaj's, your Beyonce's, all your top athletes that run business endorsements and things like that. They actually make generally a lot of money doing what they do by using the publicity and using the media, using these major multimedias to get their message out in the open, I should say. So you guys want to go ahead and attack that. You want to at least give it a shot. If it's not for you, cool. You don't have anything to lose. But if you give it a shot and you wind up on your local news station, send me a thank you card, because I'm sure you'll be thanking me later. But to get back on topic, I know I veered off, but to get back on topic, that's how I run my company on autopilot. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about that, feel free to email me, or you can call me directly at 1-888-770-8076, or you can email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. If you're looking for consultation, you can call me at that same number, 1-888-770-8076, or bookfabiohart@gmail.com if you're looking for consultation. If you're looking for public speaking at your church, at your school, at your for-profit, non-profit, or whatever it is, those same numbers will get you into contact with me. Go ahead and call me directly, and I'll be more than willing to help you out. If you're the media, I don't care what media outlet you represent in the country or perhaps outside the country, go ahead, contact me directly at 1-888-770-8076, option 2 or extension 2 for the media, because that's my media department that handles that, dealing with public relations. I'm Fabio Hart, and as I always tell you, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.